Let me ask you something. Why is it that human beings can feel shame? Why can't we blush, we regret certain actions, or feel embarrassed? And these are emotions that no other animal on this planet has ever known. So why us? But before we get into it, good morning, everyone. And thank you so much for joining me here on a brand new episode of Shaar HaBechinah. You'll never see a lion who's embarrassed after a failed hunt or a dog that's ashamed for barking too loudly. Shame belongs only to human beings. It's an inner compass built into our soul, reminding us that we were created for more than survival. We were created to live with a conscience. And yet in our world, shame is often seen as weakness, and people suppress it, or they replace it with boldness and arrogance and aggression. But Chovos HaLevavos reminds us that shame is a gift from Hashem. It's Hashem's way of keeping us in check, softening our hearts and guiding us away from destructive choices that we might have made or make. And even the criminal, Chovos HaLevavos says, when no one is watching, still feels that spark of shame deep inside, and that's why he does his crime under the blanket of darkness. And that spark is proof of our humanity and proof of our design by Hashem. But shame is not the only hidden miracle within us. Hashem also gave us the gift of memory. Think about how essential memory is to our existence. Without memory, a child would never learn not to touch a hot stove, right? They touch it, they pull their hand away, and they remember that for next time. Without memory, we couldn't read, we couldn't speak, or carry life's lessons with us, right? Memory is our personal archive, shaping every decision and every step that we take. It protects us from danger, and it preserves our identity and allows us to grow from our experiences that we remember. Yet memory alone would crush us. And here's the funny thing. Actually, the next piece is actually so opposite and still considered a gift. Memory alone would crush us. Imagine if every insult and every wound, every grief remained as sharp as the day it first struck us. No one would survive such a life. It's too difficult. And so Hashem gave us another miracle. He gave us the gift of forgetting. Forgetting is not weakness. It's mercy from Hashem. It allows the sting of pain to dull out, the sharpness of the fear to soften, and the heart to heal. A person who has lost a loved one eventually smiles again, not because they no longer care, but because forgetting eases the burden enough to let life continue. There's a powerful parable from the Babaver Rebbe, a man who never forgot insults became sick with bitterness, and he went to a doctor, and doctor gave him medicine to forget. It worked. But later, the man forgot to pay his doctor bill. The doctor sent in the bill over and over, and finally called him and said, I didn't give you medicine so you'd forget me. I gave you medicine so you forget everything else. And Hashem says that to us. I gave you memory and forgetting, not so you would forget me, but so you would remember me and thank me for both gifts. So here's the thought to carry with you today. Every time you blush with shame, every time a memory saves you, and every time forgetting brings you peace of mind, stop and realize these are not accidents. These are miracles designed into our soul. The question is, will you live with the awareness of them, or are you going to take them for granted? Thank you, everyone, for joining me here today, and I love you all.